Hello, everybody.
Oh my gosh, what's echoing? Which device? Hi everyone. Welcome to Facebook. Here we are. We're live and we're together. Isn't this
Yes.
so exciting? And we have a microphone because we have a crowd here. We're in Roseville.
Yes, so you can actually show the crowd right now.
Yeah, look.
We can put them, see, you just add it up here,
Let's
add
show.
to the stage.
Here's the crowd. Hi, guys. Everybody's here. This is so much fun.
So much fun, and we're enjoying it already, meeting everybody. And, this is our very first live event. So please, stick with us because, we don't know how it's going to turn out. Well, we know it's going to turn out. It's going to turn out great. But it might be a little bumps in the
It
face.
might be a little bump in the road, but I think it's going to end up being okay. Look, you can see all of the food. So we have an in-person group. If you're watching us from the Twin Cities, you might have heard about this on Twin Cities Live, but we were able to give 35 people the opportunity to come and hang out with us. We're at Valdemar in Roseville, which if you haven't been to Valdemar, it's such a fantastic restaurant. We have all sorts of appies, which we like to say at our house. There's appies, and then everyone's having a drink and enjoying each other. And so we've got a few people that are in person and hoping that we'll be able to do more of these so that we can get to know more people. We've got folks on Facebook from Hudson. I was joking, a lot of Wisconsin is representing tonight. We have Edina. We've had Taylor's Falls. I saw, let's see, Dayton, Minnesota, Maplewood. It's so fun to see everybody pop up and say hello. And we've got so much fun stuff to cover tonight.
Yes, because we're going to celebrate Climate Smart Skin Awareness Day, and that will be June 28th, so this Friday. And actually, Pour More Skincare founded that day in 2021 with, and it's a national awareness day, so we had to register it with the Library Congress of, with the US Congress and going through the library. And so the first year, only Twin Cities Live celebrated with us.
We're OGs.
The second year, we got it a little bit more out. Last year, Google, who looked into all the background, made it an official holiday on Google. So you can Google now when is National Climate Smart Skin Awareness Day, a day where we should really think about how the environment impacts our skin, because skin is so important. And as the environments get harsher, we need to thrive in it, not just survive. That's the idea. And, this year, for the very first time, we have the Medical School Dermatology of Yale celebrating it, the National Institute of Eczema. We have a lot of, different dermatology platforms celebrating for the very first time Climate Smart Skin Awareness Day. And how they do it, we have actually here a little, we did a little thing. I'm going to go here. And it is, the way of how you celebrate is to schedule your skin checkup. If you haven't done it, that's another reminder. Let's go and, get early detection of any kind of issues is the best defense. And secondly, spread the awareness, call a friend or family member and say, Happy Climate Smart Skin Awareness Day. And they're going to say, what? And then you can tell them, well, this is only to make sure you take care of your skin. And then the third one is to go through your counter and see if you're using the right products, if they are expired, if they are really too heavy for the summer, too thin for the winter. They should be climate appropriate, climate smart, at the best possible way, but just make sure you use safe and appropriate products. And the reason why I know a lot about early detection is that I worked a lot with Olivia Newton-John. I had over 20 years a company with her together, and I did all her early detection for breast cancer awareness. We were going all over the world. She did amazing work. And it was actually through working with Olivia and breast cancer awareness that in 2003, 4, when breast cancer, who used to be the number one self-diagnosed cancer in women, where the journey was you find a lump, you get a mammogram, you get diagnosed, was then skin cancer, where the journey is you find a mole or something, you get a biopsy and you get diagnosed. So breast cancer was not anymore the number one women cancer, self-diagnosed women cancer. And so we started to do a lot of events, skin and breast together, just for early detection. And that is when, the Cancer Society showed me the first research that actually the outer layer of the skin is changing in different environments, climates, and that we don't have enough good skincare products to protect ourselves from it. And that's where the whole idea really started, because I had so many skin issues when I moved to the United States. I moved from an alpine Austrian climate to a desert climate in Southern California. And my skin was going crazy, in addition of traveling constantly within the US and internationally with Olivia. So I was myself trying to find something to, get back my better skin that I had. And so it all started to make sense when I saw that first research. Again, that was early 2000. Now in 2024, I think this year, finally we got huge US studies with tens of thousands of people or hundreds of thousands of people involved, that the skin, the outer layer, changing in different climates and environments. And the recommendation will be now to change your skincare as you are in different climates.
Isn't that incredible? That's the stuff that Uli has accomplished, which is so huge. And I think it is, again, it's like so intuitive. We were talking about this a little bit here with the group that's live with us, that we all, I think particularly in Minnesota, we understand living seasonally because we like live and die by the seasons. We're just like, oh, it's summer, we have to be outside and all of that. And it's winter, and we know like the best winter gear that is going to keep us safe and keep us happy. I mean, we were just joking around. We had a new Vikings player on the show the other day, and he and his wife and baby, they've never lived in Minnesota. And I'm like, do you know about winter gear? Like, what are you going to do? We need to take you shopping for this child to make sure, because we just intuitively like understand how to do that. And Uli always uses that tagline, dress your skin like you dress yourself. And that's exactly what you're doing. It makes so much sense. You know that your body shivers to warm up. If it's cold, it sweats to cool down. If it's hot, well, your skin is an extension of your body that's doing all of these amazing things too, to just adjust to the environment that you're in. So, this is good. We're getting questions. Yes. Okay, so Betsy says, I have a question on small bumps on face, Melia. Is there any way to get rid of those? I use your products and love them. Okay, we get a lot of questions about things like this and rosacea and all of that. So Uli, what's your answer?
Well, I get them too on my neck. Actually, the best way is to go to a dermatologist and let them shave off. Do not go to a spa or anything else, because you want to have, a dermatologist take them off, and they literally shave them off, and there is no scars or anything else. What you can use preventative is using the clarifying polish, which is our, it's a cleanser, it's a softener, it's an exfoliator. In the summer 3 times a week, in the winter 2 times a week, and that prevents these little bumps to create. But most of it can be genetic, that they just the way of how your most outer layer, they create this, that the natural moisturizer is missing, the NMF, as I was explaining first, actually. I don't know if I explained it to everybody on Facebook, but I explained it to our live audience here, that the outer layer, the stratum corneum, doesn't have a nucleus. So it doesn't know who you are, what's your age, what's your gender, are you American or Asian or African? It's just a human skin cell. And, in this, phase called transformation, the nucleus is replaced by keratin, and it's replaced by what's called the NMF. And that's the natural moisturizing factor. And that keeps the skin looking different than your hair. It keeps it soft, flexible, so we can take an impact. That's the idea of your skin, of why it's smooth. But the NMF is biochemically changing in different climates, severely changing. And that's why you can do biomimetic lightweight films, which we call screens, that matches the biochemistry of the NMF in a certain climate range of humidity and temperature. And so what you are having, that I have here a little bit by my neck, is that the cells don't have the NMF, so they become like hard little bumps, and so that can be a genetic thing most likely.
Okay, this is good. Okay, I bet we're gonna have some more questions here. So I'm gonna scroll. Oh, look where everyone's saying hi. Ham Lake, Coon Rapids, Siren, Wisconsin. Oh my gosh, St. Cloud, this is all good. Hi from Owatonna. Okay, what works on the neck? This is a good question. Can we show this one? What a handy little system we have here. This is great. So what works on the neck? And that's what Terry wants to know. Now, I just use all of my Pour Moi Climate Smart skincare right on the neck, just like
always
showing.
Go up.
Always up.
Don't
Do we
want
want
to
the skin
ever
to go
go down.
No.
No. Up.
We want it all up. And so when I use any product, I just put it on my face and then on the rest on my neck. And then I usually do my hands because I don't know, Uli did it. And so then I do that too.
Exactly. And
See?
that's where I show the good hand and the one
The
with
good hand they're both good hands, guys. They both work. They function beautifully.
Exactly.
Okay, but do you think that's the advice? Whatever skincare you're using on your face, use on your neck.
Yes,
Yeah.
use on your neck, and you need very little, and always go up, and then your décolleté you should use as well, because with Pour Moi, just one pump, and it helps for your face and should go to your neck, and maybe another pump to go to your décolleté, and it will be perfect. I use my hand actually as the palette, and I'm going to give you and show you how I do it.
Oh, look, this is great. We're going to do a demo of the products. And then we're going to get to Jennifer's question that we just typed up here. So Uli just did one pump.
And then I put it a little bit in here, and then I put it on my face. And that's literally so I never forget. And that's how I got into the routine of the one hand, using it as a palette, because otherwise, being busy and everything else, I don't think I would have been able to actually do it. But with the palette, that's how it works. So this is my secret of using all 3 steps, and I do use the clarifying polish on my hand as well.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know. Okay, this is a good question. This is coming from Jennifer. And then you tell me, Uli, when we move to other things. But she said, I just started using the products and I love them. I'm wondering how I know what and when to use the serum. Is there a way to know when to use the smoke alarm drops, for example, or the other serums? So you all know that the blue serum, the black serum, and the white serum, those are within your 3 steps that you use. And then the smoke alarm drops, the sunlight drops, and the raindrops are the weatherproof drops that you add to your day cream. Those are sort of like a bonus, like an extra shot of espresso, if you will. So Uli, let's talk about the difference in the serums, because I think that's people they kind of get the day cream because they scan the QR code and they know, but they're like, when should I be switching out my serum?
Well, the serums are actually monthly. And the reason how Pour Moi has 3 steps, which I think here's the hydrating balancer. So this is not a toner.
Not a toner.
N-O-T, not.
It's not a toner.
Yeah.
My favorite.
This is a liquid moisturizer. And how you best prepare your skin and build the screens is by actually using it liquid, gel, and cream.
Yeah.
So and this is how you can use different delivery system, and they go within the outer layer in the stratum corneum. You can build them accordingly to what the climate is. So right now you're in a very humid climate in Minneapolis, in Florida, in the Northeast. And what happened is that the natural moisturizer moves all the way to the top of the stratum corneum because the skin is waterproof. So think about it when you lie in your bed for an hour and you come out, your skin is completely dehydrated because it had too much exposure to water. There's a hidden dehydration that happens because that natural moisturizing factor who's supposed to keep your skin soft and hydrated and moisturized has moved only to the most outer layer of the outer layers. So what you want, so when you're in a high humid climate goes under your skin, it breathes completely into the outer layer. And so this is too much humidity on your skin. So what the buildup of that hydrating balancer for humidity and the blue serum is that it allows you to have that hydration on the lower parts of the most outer skin, with promoting that natural moisturizing factor to not move completely to the upper layer, and so it keeps all skin layers balanced, moisturized in a humid environment, while other ingredients help to move that sweat off your skin.
Okay.
So it's specifically made for high humidity, but it's really that blue serum helps with that hidden dehydration that we get. We feel our skin is hydrated in a humid environment, but that's really not true. It's kind of like when you lie in the bath, you feel very relaxed, you feel hydrated. And the moment you get out of that bath, that's when your skin starts to even crumble up. Like you get so dehydrated that you can see it on your skin. That's once you hit the air.
Okay. So blue serum is for humid conditions, black serum is for dry conditions.
Yes.
And then what about the white serum?
In between.
Yeah.
So this is when it's average. So this is your spring, your fall. This is mild winters in California or Arizona, where it has like a little bit humidity in the air. That's where you use the white serum. But the blue serum is for high humidity, like you have now in the summer in the Midwest or in, as we said, Florida.
And what's so fascinating about what Uli is doing is you might have noticed, like I have over the years, that there's different products being added. Like, at the beginning, the Polar was as cold as it got. So on really cold days, you would use the Polar. Well, praise the Lord, we live in Minnesota because we even get an extra one. It's called Frosty Summit. And that one is for like the single digit days, the days when you question your life choices of living here. And so when you're questioning that, you got to go ding, ding, ding. Oh shoot, I need to make sure that I use my Frosty Summit because I feel like moving. That's what happens. So, it's so interesting because as Uli like dials in, as it even gets more specific, or there's different environmental factors. And then the smoke alarm drops, I will tell you, I use the smoke alarm drops every day. So I certainly make sure that I use them when there's wildfire smoke alerts, which we've already had so far this season. When I will do an extra layer, I always bring them to a cabin because if I'm gonna do a bonfire outside, I always layer it on. But there's smoke everywhere. I mean, there's always going to be car exhaust and all those things. So layering those smoke alarm drops, every day I do a day cream, I do a pump of the day cream, and then I do one smoke alarm drop, one sunlight drop. It takes approximately 4 seconds to get it all on my hand and then put it on my face.
Yes, and these are temporary. We have a question in the audience. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. Get the crowd cam going.
Yes.
Oh,
we're so excited. Hold on.
oh my gosh, you guys.
I just had a question. So when you say you put it all on your face and you mix it all together?
Yeah. I mix it all together. So I just do, so like Uli uses her hand as a palette. I use my fingertips. And so I just literally go pump, and then I do dropper, and then I do dropper, and then I kind of go like this, and then I'm patting it all in, and then I'm do, and then I'm do. And I say those things. Does that help? And that's just during the day. So no weatherproof drops at night. Uli has taught me this. And listen, she corrects me if I'm doing anything wrong. Like one day she was like, you cannot rub the clarifying polish that hard on your face. Like you have I have very fair European skin that you can't be that aggressive with it. And so all of those little tips have been super helpful. But the weatherproof drops, I will say, like if I'm going to be out, if I know I'm going to be outside a lot, I don't necessarily use the sunlight drop, but I wouldn't think you have to because it's a vitamin D like boost, which I get when I go out. But if you're going to put sunscreen on, then you're going to need it because you're not going to get, you have a protection from the sun on. But it's so much in my habit, and I love how my skin feels with the sunlight drops, especially. So I just do drop, drop, and you'll find that if you've been using other products and you're tempted to like scoop a whole bunch and pile it all on your skin, you don't need to do that with Pour Moi Climate Smart Skincare because it's so little water in it and it's so concentrated. And that is by design. So just do one pump and just slow your roll there with the multiple pumps of the products. Does that
Yes.
help? Slow your roll.
Exactly. But I just want to point out, you can mix the weatherproof drops into any moisturizer, and you can put them directly on your skin as well, just one drop.
Yeah.
And again, they build a shield. So our smoke alarm drops, they were inspired. I was in 2017 in Ireland, and for the very first time, the particles on the ground were identified as California wildfires. So they are traveling thousands of miles, which unfortunately you all know from last year from the Canadian fires that they came over.
So bad.
It's now so bad that really nobody's questioning it anymore. But back in 2017, many people believed wildfires was a local problem of the West Coast or Greece or some Australia, but it wasn't really a main problem. And a lot of people question even the NASA pictures showing the smoke going over and said, oh, they are fabricated, it cannot happen. Now we all see these yellowish orange skies, and it's real. And now so much studies have been done in the last 4 years on skin that it's as bad for the skin as it is for your lungs and for your heart, and you need to protect yourself. And Pour Moi, because in 2017, I got it to our Pour Moi Institute in France, to the lab, and I said, it shouldn't be a skincare product, it should be really a wellness, a health product.
Yeah.
And it should create a screen in the skin that capture all the microfine smoke particles. So they cannot really be absorbed and get stuck in the skin anymore and make their way inside and break the shield. And it took us about 5 years. And, we did all the clinical studies on the product, not on the ingredients. And they were 5 times repeated because it shows 100% protection on your epidermis and your dermis. So when you mix the smoke alarm drops into your body cream, into your hand cream, into your facial moisturizer, I can guarantee you that your skin is protected. And that is really important because, you are so proactive about, the smoke that can be, from bonfires and everything else, but they are not really that dangerous and you don't really need them. But when the sky turns haze, this is a really important product, and it's the only one in the world. So you need to use it then. It can be used temporary, and it has a shelf life of 2 years. We get them always fresh in from France in small batches. So everybody always has 100% efficacy of the product.
Isn't it fascinating? The more you learn, and the more you're going to become just completely obsessed because it's so good. Okay, how are we doing on questions? And then how are we doing on prizes? What's our step? How's everyone here doing with a glass of wine? Does anyone need help? Look at this friendly man. He will greet you with joy and get you anything that you want if you would like. So if anyone needs anything here. How's the crowd? You guys into this? Okay.
Oh, there we go.
I just removed that.
Oh,
because I
and we
really-
can get the crowd cam back up. She's texting. Show
Yeah,
us the
she's
crowd cam
working
going.
always, either for Twin Cities
I know,
Live
she's
or for
always
her
working.
family.
Here, we can do
Yeah.
it. Let's put her on. Oh, there's the
Yeah.
crowd. See, you can tell this is a real Lutheran church setup because there's a few seats in the front that are not taken because no one wants to be the rude one. And I guarantee you on any platter of food, there will be one bite left, which is a very Minnesota thing to do because nobody wants to take the last bite. We are polite to a fault, Uli.
Yes.
Is our nature here. This is the Minnesota thing. Okay, so here's a question from Debbie. Debbie says, hi, beautiful ladies. Well, we reply, thank you. For the clarifying polish, Can you explain how to use it? First, do you rinse it off or do you pat it dry? Should you then follow with a 3-step routine? This is a good question.
This is a very good question because the clarifying polish, oh my God,
So many products.
is a very unique product. It's actually having 2 phases. So make sure you put it on in the morning. So this is another thing that we have to talk first about it. American women exfoliate at night. European women exfoliate in the morning. And here's the reason why it is wrong to exfoliate at night. It's not wrong, but it's not optimal.
We're good at other things, Americans.
Yes.
It's okay.
And I think it was introduced because everybody's so busy, and so they were just, working it into your schedule, even if it's wrong, just to, make it more convenient for you to use this product. But the truth is that at night, with the absence of sunlight, skin scheduled its repair process the most. And the outer layer is really shedding off. That's really the only repair that is going on, is shedding old skin cells off. So when you exfoliate at night, you kind of disencourage the skin to do its own natural process. So how you can compare it, because the body works the same in everything. It's like going to the gym. Even the richest people, even Kim Kardashian, has to go and has a trainer and actually do the work. There's no machine that you can use that moves you up and down that creates the muscle 100%, maybe 20%. The body has to do the work to create muscle around its bones. So that's when you get older, they want you to use weight. So you can build these muscles when you walk, not just walking, and to make you stronger. And so skin is the same. When you disencourage the natural process in the skin, you are hurting your skin. It becomes less effective. I mean, the very best example for that is a couple of years ago, they got these machines, Clarisonic,
Yeah.
and it was the biggest hit. And then, they had to actually shut down the company because of so many class action lawsuits against them, literally ruining people's
Yeah,
skin.
you can't buy the refills anymore.
Yeah, no, it's completely off the market. And anybody who still sells you this, please do not use them. You have to be very careful with exfoliation because our bodies are really great. So the clarifying polish is the most gentle exfoliation. Do it in the morning so you keep your natural process at night. This is where the skin shines. And in the morning, you just help the skin finishing up that maybe something was stuck on the skin still with some kind of products that are, the SPF maybe, the screens when they expire, they glue together maybe, some pollution that didn't, that the skin couldn't get rid of. So in the morning, use the clarifying polish and you put it on your dry skin, no water. So it's very different than any kind of cleanser you might be, used to use. And you massage it in your skin for a few seconds, and it's kind of like a gel, oily kind of process that you put on. And then you add wet water to it and you massage it a little bit more and it's gonna turn into a silky milk. So complete different texture, and then you're gonna feel some natural sugar crystals. So sugar crystals are the most luxurious, healthiest way to exfoliate. Sand and salt are way too aggressive. What's the word when it's too aggressive?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and if you use beads, plastic beads, then you really kill the environment because they go into your beautiful lakes, into your in the Mississippi River, and then from there into the ocean, and that's really destroys the reefs. So Pormore is completely plastic beads free, and the sugar grains are the highest standard in luxury European skincare. And so that's when you feel that exfoliation use it a little bit. One of the ladies was saying, I get an age spot on my cheek. So everywhere where you have like a dry spot, a brown spot, something you want to get rid on your complexion, just use it a few seconds more, then you wash it off, then you pat it dry, and I will guarantee you that for the very first time you have done an exfoliation and your skin will not feel, tight, not dry.
Yeah.
It won't dry out your skin at all. And then you use the 3 steps.
Yes. Then you use it. So one little tip on that, how I do it. So a lot of times I'll use the clarifying polish. I keep it in the shower, but I'm strategic about this. So when I get in the shower, I turn it on, my hands stay dry. This is like how nuts I am, but my hands stay dry. The clarifying polish is sitting in the corner, and then I just put it on my hands. I do the exfoliating on my dry face. So you can still do this if you're in the shower. If you're thinking like, well, how am I going to stay dry? It's not that hard. And then I add a little bit of the shower water. I get that kind of milky texture, work it in, and then just rinse it off in the shower, and then just pat dry as normal. So you can also use it on days, when you're not showering, you're not washing your hair, but that's an easy way to do it in the shower. Okay, Lee, it's 7:34. Listen, I said we're gonna have to stay on track because a lot of times when we do this from our homes,
It's our last question, I
this
would
is our
say.
last question because we'll say like, oh, this will last till 8, and then we're chit-chatting till 8:30 because we can't stop ourselves. Okay, so this is a good question. She said, from Shirley. Hi, Shirley. She said, I had surgery in May. My skin is so dry. I'm gonna order new products. Any suggestions? Thanks.
The hydrating, the raindrops.
Raindrop.
And they will make all the difference for you. Because what happened is when you have surgery, your microbiome, which is really the bacteria that's sitting on the surface of your skin, the good and the bad, they are off balance.
Yeah.
And the raindrops are the first product to really have a probiotic in it. We worked with the German chemical company BASF, and they have done huge studies on this the skin's microflora. Yeah. And so this is all natural, even if it's a chemical company, but they create most of they can do real research, and they create most of the medicine and also the ingredients. So they are not bad just because they are a chemical company. So what I wanted to say is, so what happened if, when you have surgery or you're in a dry environment, your good bacteria is actually getting dried out or get violated in some ways, the surgery too. They keep the surgery rooms very dry to not, have any bacteria grow, in the hospital, surgery tools and everything else. So you need to get your bioflora back, and the raindrops, I guarantee you, will bring them back. It stops that cycle of dehydrated skin from the outside in, and that's what happens when you have surgery or you're in a very dry environment.
So always bring raindrops on a plane too. So always keep them like in, or if you're in, raindrops are the only Formula product that I always keep, like they're in my bag right there, and I always keep them in there because if you're going, I don't know, even like movie theaters can be really dry, or like wherever you're in, or if you are going to a hospital, or if you work in a hospital or something like that, then adding that extra drop. And those are things too you can put on right over makeup. So you can just do a drop, you pat it onto your skin, you can do it over makeup, and it doesn't wreck your makeup, it looks great. So when you're getting on a flight, always that is like a great extra addition. And then when you're traveling, you can bring in, all the rest of the products. Okay, we have a couple questions in here, Lily. So while you're chatting, let's get to yours. Let's hear
Just really quick about the raindrops. How many times a day can we use that?
You can put one drop in the morning in, and it will immediately help. It's a probiotic to, have your good bacteria be balanced and focus on it. I do sometimes, like I use them all the time. So they are my go-to. It's so funny, you have the other two.
Yeah.
Even in the humid environment, I have been that, I just recently had a fall, and, the hydrating balance, the raindrops have just so much help. in helping the skin to stay hydrated and smooth. I think this is really based on that ingredient and the way of how it has been done. We show the ingredient because we work with BA. We were the first company to have them, but when you Google them now, you can see $450 the products that they are in. I think we're the only well-priced product where this product, they're really completely new. They launched them during the pandemic, it's a game changer when you have dryness, you're in a dry environment, you're indoors, you had surgery, you go to Arizona, you have that dryness in the air, the raindrops take care of it. It's a complete new approach to break that cycle of dehydration, because we know today that eczema, as an example, is almost like breast cancer, only very, very few percentage is genetic and comes from inside. Most of the time, as with breast cancer, we don't understand really what activates it, but we more and more believe it comes from the environment, from outside. And it's random, and that's the same thing that we found with eczema. Eczema comes from the outside to your skin. So this is all a way to think differently about the skin, that most of the conditions we do have are triggered by, the outside, and our skin is so important. It's our barrier. We keep that skin healthy and strong and resilient. Not only does it look flawless, and that's what we want. We want to have an ageless look to the skin, a useful, healthy complexion, but you make your whole body so much more healthy.
So good. So if Uli uses it once in the morning, I mean, I tend to use it more in certain environments, but now she's kind of telling me I'm using it every day. How many drops am I going to put into things? It'll be great. But would you say, like, I mean, a couple times, if you're on a long flight a couple times, would be no problem?
One time,
Yeah.
because they're really so effective.
Oh, one
Again,
time would be fine.
Formor is a very effective skincare.
Yeah.
And once you use it, you will see it's not that you put it on and 2 hours later you feel like that skincare is gone. Everybody who had put it on the hands, you're still gonna feel it completely, and you will feel it hours later. We have one more question, and
One
then
more.
I think we should announce who won the golden.
Yeah,
Sarah is here
That's what we
waiting.
have to do. Okay, we're going to bring the crowd cam back, and then we'll repeat the question too so Facebook can hear it. What's your question?
I was wondering how long it took for you to see a difference in the color of the skin.
Oh yeah, how long? So the question is, how long did it take to see a difference on maybe the color, the texture of the skin on your hands from the time you started using it as your palette and then you saw, oh my gosh, this is making a big difference?
I would say after, again, I tried a lot of different formulations because it was still a learning curve. I did it through the patent process. So I would say within a year was a shocking difference. And it felt, within 2-3 months, you could see noticeable a difference. But a shocking difference, because it's two different hands of how they look, is really, and then also my skin clearing up, and I don't use any injections or anything else. It's just literally my face I took such a turn for the good. And now when I had the fall, I wasn't allowed to use Formor for a while, and I actually immediately saw that my pores are starting to stretch out here, and some roughness in my skin tone, so in the texture, in the skin texture. So I was just allowed to put skincare back up because I had deep wounds, and as I said, I fell in the morning. I slipped in a pothole and I fell flat on my face, and I broke my nose, and I had it was early April, and it looks really, really good. And the new approach is to keep that wound moist with aloe vera. You don't really do anything else, but you have to clean the wounds every 4 hours. Religiously, you have to get through the night up and do it so no infection can come in, and you have to take a strong antibiotic. But I really had no scar tissue whatsoever, and they were deep abrasion. So it's really amazing.
So good. Okay. Well, and I mean, that, you all know, Minnesota has a strong reaction to potholes too. It terrifies these people. They're
I
like,
learned not
they
to
already
eat
live.
anymore.
Yeah, don't eat them on. Okay, so
Yeah.
you guys, we are
bring
going,
Sarah
we're gonna
in.
bring Sarah in, so we're gonna get to see
Hey,
her.
Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. We
Hey.
need to be here.
I know I've got to get there one of these days. It
I
looks like it's so
know.
much fun, whether you're in the studio or in front of a live audience like this, and to see you all show up there. I love the crowd cam. How
Isn't
fun.
the crowd cam fun? I named it, Sarah.
Yeah,
And I added
yeah.
the exclamation point.
I
Okay.
hope everybody
That's
can you hear Sarah?
You might not be able to hear Sarah. We'll try to crank it up and see if you can hear Sarah.
Yeah, put the microphone up to the computer.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's all the way up.
Oh, it's all the way up.
No,
The volume.
I was saying the microphone up to the
Yeah, we'll have to repeat.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Alright.
figure out where it's coming out.
Well, Sarah was saying she definitely one day has to make it here to the Midwest, but she is holding down the camp, the office, and everything else because we have our own warehouse. We have our own customer service to make sure everything is really delivered pristine and perfectly to everybody. And Max, who you met, my son, he's running the logistic, and Sarah is running the overall operation, that everything comes together and is best possible. So, Sarah, who is the winner? And Elizabeth is going to announce it.
Let me
for-
show it.
Yeah,
It's so gorgeous, and I don't think everybody on Facebook seen it yet,
No, let's show.
because it is
So excited.
gorgeous.
Oh gosh, Sarah, it's so pretty.
Wish
Isn't
I
it?
could have won it myself, but
I
that's
know, we're not
possible.
eligible. None of us are eligible.
No.
No.
It's
And it's a one of
fantastic.
its kind. And we had the first time when we did it last year, early April,
Yeah.
we had a Eiffel Tower, and she could never find the second one until now.
Yeah.
So it took her a year to find another. So this is really truly special. So
Okay,
here we go, Sarah.
the winner is Lisa Johnson from Stockholm, Wisconsin.
Okay, Lisa Johnson from Stockholm, Wisconsin. Is anyone here? Not in the crowd. Lisa must be on Facebook.
Lisa, if you're on Facebook, we'll be reaching out to you. I've got your email and we'll take care of this. But
Oh my
congratulations.
God.
It's so exciting.
I think we should
Lisa.
put the cam
Oh,
on.
crowd cam's coming back.
I know,
Oh, yeah.
and can make a shout out for her.
There we go. We lost the crowd cam. We'll get it back. There you go.
Here we go.
There's the
A
crowd
shout
cam.
out,
Lisa,
Lisa.
congratulations. So, you know what's fun too, when you're on Facebook, everybody, we're gonna wrap up the Facebook, but Sarah's so good at like piping in on a lot of these questions too. And I know Uli will look at them too and make sure that if you did ask a question that we didn't get to answer during the Facebook Live, we'll make sure that you get that answer to the question. And we so appreciate you hanging out with us. Oh, and Uli,
We
of
had
course,
so
has a
many
gift.
questions that we never got to our special offer for Facebook Live. We have, of course, a special code, save $10, which means save $10 on all our special offers that we have, which are already 30 to 40% off. So that's an extra $10 for Climate Smart Skin Awareness Day. Treat your friends and your family, and to better skin and healthier skin.
So good.
So it was also in our emails, and make sure on the 28th of June, call a friend, wish them a happy Climate Smart Skin Awareness Day, and when they say what, tell them it's about healthy skin, and and yourself. Please make sure you schedule yourself for the annual checkup with your dermatologist. All insurance by now should cover it. If you don't have insurance, there's so many services out there that provide it, because it's better to know than not to know. Early detection is not only saving lives, but it's also taking care of issues early on. And that's, knowing about it is really, in life, the best thing. We don't want to live in a bubble.
Right.
I mean, we want to live in a love bubble, but not when it comes to our love, of our health. We want to be proactive, because, life is a special gift we got. And we're here today is already, being
the top of the DNA, from the millions of people who came before us, passing on the best DNA. So we were given the gift of life. So let's be early detection is a hard thing to think about it, but think about your health. You're absolutely worth it, and everybody's worth it. And we need to put ourselves first when it comes to our health.
So beautiful. Beautifully said. Cheers to Uli and cheers to all this amazing work. Sarah, we love seeing you. And thanks everybody for joining us on Facebook. Oh my gosh, how fun. We did it. Yay!
Yay! And we say goodbye to everybody else.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us. And we will be saying goodbye. And what did I do
Oh
here?
no, now we're gonna push all the buttons.
Yeah,
We gotta,
now we're
I think,
pushing
do
all the
that
buttons.
one, huh?
We are going to this
Oh.
one. Goodbye.
Auf Wiedersehen.